Welcome to Goodwill's virtual Report to the Community Breakfast. Thank you for joining us in this online, unusual, exciting, and experimental event. My name is Mo Ader, and I'm proud to be an employee of Goodwill and serve as your MC this morning. Today, I'm coming to you from our beautiful North Canton Goodwill store. You know, so many people know Goodwill just by our stores, but we're so much more. This breakfast is an amazing way to share the stories of our people, the stories beyond our stores, the stories beyond the stuff. We're thrilled that you're joining us remotely to support Goodwill Industries of Greater Cleveland and East Central Ohio. On your screen, you'll see a chat box. We encourage you to post comments and participate throughout the broadcast. Please join us in this moment of community by saying hello to your fellow participants. We'd love for you to share how you're celebrating with us this morning. Is it with a cup of coffee in your hand? Are you in the office or working from home? Maybe you're enjoying the event from your couch in your favorite pajamas. Share with us in the chat. We're here this morning to celebrate the power of community in raising each other up in a time of crisis. Like you, we'd much rather be all together in person, enjoying ourselves with music, food, and fellowship. For the safety of all, though, we're happy to still be together virtually, raising awareness and even some dollars from a distance. For the past week, we've offered for the first time a fundraising auction as part of our breakfast. If you haven't yet, log on to goodwill.org/auction to register and bid. Auctions will be closing this evening at 9 p.m., and all proceeds from these auctions will support mission outreach for your Goodwill. In the auction, we have some great items donated to us, including a downtown Canton experience, tickets to upcoming Cleveland Indians games, tickets to the Concert for the Legends, and some amazing collectibles and vintage pieces. You'll have to log on to see what all we have. Every dollar counts, so bid high and give often, so we can continue to support thousands of people throughout the community with our vital programming. If you'd like to give in other ways, you can text to give by texting Goodwill to 44321 or donating through our website at goodwillgoodskills.org. We have a very special treat for you this morning. Last year, this community breakfast was canceled just as the COVID pandemic was hitting our communities. We had a very special performance planned for that event with a group called Sharon's Signers. Sharon Signers are performers ages 14 to adult from the greater Cleveland area. This is a sign language choir that includes individuals with varying disabilities along with neurotypical members. This group has been a favorite of ours at Goodwill for several years. Just as Goodwill believes that all people should have the opportunity to work and have a career, Sharon Signers believes that all people have the opportunity to perform and express themselves through art and song. Last year's performance was going to be a very special trip for this group with an overnight stay at a local hotel and some sightseeing while they were in town. All that was canceled, though. We reached out to the group and asked if they would send us a taped performance. Luckily, they had just started practicing again in person. Hopefully, we'll be able to invite Sharon Signers to perform for us in person in the future. For now, though, please enjoy this special performance by Sharon Signers.
A stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Oh. gonna drown a mind. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our incredible sponsors that have pivoted with us. With their continued support, we've been able to present this morning's event and support our outreach programs. Thank you to all of our sponsors listed on the screen and on our event website. We truly appreciate your support. The magic of this event each year is the ability to tell the Goodwill story through the people we serve. Our first award winner is Erin Scheffler. Erin was a participant in Goodwill's Parenting Skills program. This important program works with parents who are at risk of losing custody or have lost custody of their children. An intensive curriculum is introduced to the participants, and supervised visitation takes place at the campus once a week during their 10-week session. Another interesting fact, your Goodwill is the only Goodwill in the nation that offers such a unique program. Let's hear Erin's story.
I was 12 when I first had my first pain medication. That was my choice drug, was pain medication, and then turned into I can't go to the doctors anymore because now I've used my prescription, into now the pills are so high priced on the street, well, let's get dope now. So when I overdosed in January 21st, 2018, JFS took my daughter from me, and I had to do a case plan. And one of their things for me to do was to go to the Goodwill parenting class. I did my 5 days a week for 10 weeks of learning, and then on the 6th day of every week, we would have our child come over and play and make lunch with them and stuff like that.
Some of the barriers that Aaron was required to overcome was his substance use. And so we were a really strong support system to Aaron in his sobriety. So keeping him accountable, sending him for random urine screens, talking to him about maybe triggers that he had that day or that week, and just being able to talk through those things. Some of the skills that we are hopeful that they gain in the Goodwill Parenting Program is an overall sense of confidence in their parenting abilities, as well as assertive communication skills. We want to see that they can advocate for themselves and also for their children.
Some of the skills I learned is how to keep a routine and be structured in my house. We wake up early in the morning before school, and they both get great grades. Being responsible especially is one of those things. My past, I just was very quick to act on whatever my desire was. So being responsible was one of those skills that I learned as well. So once I graduated the parenting class, I had home-based parenting, which Goodwill also provided. Then about 4 months afterwards was court for my youngest one, and I got custody of her. And then another 3 months afterwards, I got custody of my oldest child. Getting custody of my children means that I'm alive, I believe. I think I would be overdosed and dead by now. And I don't think I would be even able to live with myself if I didn't put in that time that they deserve.
So Goodwill is so important to our community because there's nobody who provides what we do. When I look at what a client needs, do they need job-seeking skills? We've got that. Do they need food to help them get through the end of the month? We have that. We can walk them to the front desk and make that referral. Do they need individual counseling for assistance with sexual assault? We can walk them down the hall. And ultimately, we have the best parenting program around, and other counties are referring to us because there's nobody like us.
During active addiction, I justified all my behavior, like I really thought I was being a good dad. I'd shoot dope in the bathroom, no one would see me for a couple hours, then I could play with my kid. At least I played with her, right? So that's the biggest reason why I'm thankful for Goodwill Parenting, for showing me not only how to be a parent, but to be a responsible parent.
Good morning. I'm Cynthia Woodall, Supervisor of Mission Services for our Southern Territory. This morning, I'm joining you from Weirden, West Virginia at the Table of Hope. 30 years ago, your Goodwill began serving counties in Southern Ohio and West Virginia. Our reach is great, and you will hear a story this morning of one of the amazing people from this community. Our newest program in Weirden is the Table of Hope. Table of Hope is the only free hot meal site in Weirden. Each week this program serves hot meals to this community, no questions asked, while offering community resources and employment services. Programs like Table of Hope are supported by our retail stores and by the generosity of our community. If you would like to give to the Table of Hope and other Goodwill programs, please text Goodwill to 44321 or log on to goodwillgoodskills.org. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for supporting your Goodwill.
Thanks, Cynthia, and thanks to Justin, who just gave via our text to give option. Let's move on to our next award winner. Rachel came to Goodwill after a traumatic brain injury, and although Goodwill was able to provide Rachel with valuable training and job experience, we think Rachel really taught us what it means to be positive and energetic. Let's meet Rachel.
If it wasn't for Goodwill, I wouldn't be here. I don't know, but I don't think I would be working. I actually have a TBI, traumatic brain injury, as a result of a car accident, and I was actually in a coma for give or take a month. After I went home, people were messaging me and saying a little bit about there's this Goodwill Mission program. I've never heard of that before.
Our work skills assessment program allows participants to work one-on-one with a job coach, and they're able to work on skills and learn what they're good at, what they like, what they maybe can work to improve, and they have the option to complete that program at different sites. They can work in our Goodwill store, or they can work with other community businesses.
Rachel did a lot of the standard retail trainings, things like stocking the shelves, pulling the outdated merchandise, and especially running the cash register. That was one of her main goals. And she's very proud. I'm very proud of her for getting 100% accuracy every single time she was on the register.
My time I spent with Adam was a fairy tale. We hit it off right at the start. It just went great. Our personalities meshed together. What a great job coach he was to help me through a really hard time.
The ways Goodwill helped Rachel overcome her barriers, we would work on things like her memory. We would practice memory aids. We would do routine activities constantly. We would perform activities and procedures just over and over again until she was able to get them down without any kind of prompting. We would also work on her endurance. We would help, decrease the amount of breaks she would take throughout a shift. Rachel would often strike up conversation at any work site we went to with employees, with customers. She'd always be willing to engage with anybody. And it's really great to see that come out of her while we were working, while we were in the program.
Rachel always maintained a positive attitude when she was working with Goodwill, always very excited, and always had a positive outlook on things. We started doing job development and searching for jobs, and we worked together to try to help her find a job.
Peter and I have one mission, one task: job search. And he taught me a lot of skills on the computer, how to search for jobs, like locally, all the different areas you could search. And he kept, reminding me, you just gotta be confident. You just gotta put yourself out there. The funny thing is, I didn't find my current job that way. I found it through word of mouth. the old school way. I love Respecs. Oh my gosh, I love working. I can't believe I work there. I really have a job. I've been working there since July of 2020. Well, I'm a cashier, and that was the first time I really tried that kind of cashier work, grocery store. I think it's like my dream job.
Rachel's growth with Goodwill was amazing. She went from someone who doubted her own abilities to hold a job and to keep a job and even develop the skills she would need to have a job. And she went from that to someone who was so confident, so courageous in her ability to do the work. And I would have, if I had, I would have hired her on the spot if I had a position for her somewhere.
There's one thing that they want to do. It's called help. And they just want to help you get employment. Help with your job skills, help with your personal skills, help, any skill you need help with. They're here.
I think community support is really important to these programs because we have the customers who come into the store and shop. It provides a training place for our participants, and the money that we make from the retail stores helps to fund our programs and helps provide opportunities for our participants.
I met a lot of people in Goodwill who had just very little hope in their ability to get a job, very little hope, and because they've been told no so many times, or that they just felt like they couldn't do it. And Goodwill helped people to rise above it and to have hope and to move on to bigger and better things. It was amazing to see.
With all the training that Goodwill has provided me, Goodwill also has provided me something called confidence. And I just can't thank Goodwill enough for helping me in that way.
Hello, I'm Brad from Goodwill's New Philadelphia store. Thanks for joining us this morning. Material donations are just as important to Goodwill as financial gifts. Please help keep our cycle of success going. Consider donating items today, and if you're a business owner, consider running a donation drive at your place of business. Thank you for changing lives for good.
Looking to clean out your closet? If you ordered one of our breakfast boxes, then you probably saw this year's impact report or annual report, which is much more than just statistics or facts. It's a donation bag. Leave this bag in your closet, fill it with clothing or housewares you no longer need, then donate it to your local Goodwill. Reverend Edgar J. Helms first founded the Goodwill movement more than 115 years ago in the Boston area. The church leader saw many of the same people coming to his congregation asking for food and money. He came up with the idea of soliciting donations of furniture and clothes from the wealthy neighborhoods in Boston. He then employed the people who had come to his church for help. They mended the clothes, fixed the broken furniture. The items were then sold, and the money went back into paychecks of those individuals. A hand up, not a handout. Creating jobs, changing lives for good. Reverend Helms' vision is still alive and well in your Goodwill today. Our next award, the Edgar J. Helms Award, is designed to honor an outstanding individual served by the Goodwill program who really personifies Helms' vision. Let's meet Aaron Cutshaw.
The greatest thing Goodwill has done for me, it's been basically give me a second opportunity at life. I used to be in factory work, and I'd been bouncing around from job to job in factory work. It's just something I never enjoyed, but I did it because it was income and the money was needed. And then at my last factory job before I worked for Goodwill, I had an injury due to my back where I slipped at work and I was off work for 2 years. BWC had me come here for the Goodwill Work Rehabilitation Program, and the rehabilitation program allowed me to gain more skills than what I ever thought I would. They helped me with learning more skills on the computer, emails, Excel, Word.
The work adjustment program is for people usually from the VA or Bureau of Workmen's Comp, and it ranges anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. People come in and they start out at maybe 4 hours, 4 days a week, and work their way up to about 7 hours, 5 days a week to get them ready and get their stamina up to work a full-time job. Aaron was a great guy. He was very polite, very quiet. He was a little worried at first because he, was looking to get a job. He'd been out of work for a while and he had, had an injury. So he just needed to brush up on his computer skills and he wanted to work security. So we put him in with our security staff.
Aaron was working as a participant here and he got assigned to work with security in our area. And so we met through that program and started training him at the position, doing simple things like rounds around the facility, looking at cameras, checking fire extinguishers.
I come from a family of police officers, so I always knew I wanted to get into something that was related to security, policing, loss prevention, somewhere in there. I figured take a chance, see if they're hiring, and sure enough, they were, and I was fortunate enough to be accepted.
The qualities that I saw inside of Aaron, he was always extremely kind, and he cared a lot, and he was eager to learn. That made it easy for me that when we had a job opportunity and me and Aaron been in contact after he was already a participant here, to go ahead and tell my boss, Mike, that maybe he'd be a perfect fit for the job because he just reflect the values of Goodwill.
At the Ken Weber Community Campus for Goodwill, I am one of the security officers, and I monitor CCTV for over 20 different stores, as well as monitor the perimeter here, as well as providing escorts for people at the evening when they leave the campus to be sure everyone gets out to their car safe. After doing the work rehabilitation here, they've given me a second chance to do something I want to do. It hasn't been, I have to go back to being this miserable person. I can push and overcome these barriers that I need to overcome.
When we started, I saw Aaron grow by just becoming more confident. He was always eager, and I mean, you can't put that into somebody, and more people just see it as like a job you just show up and do. But Aaron, whatever he was up to that day, he was definitely eager about it, and you can't teach that.
I think community support in Goodwill is so important, because they're a nonprofit. They do what they can when they can. If they have the funds, you can aid Goodwill and their mission by if you go to the stores, even if it's 1 or 2 items, that money goes to a bigger cause. It goes to the bigger picture of helping out a community. You could change someone's life. Really, all it takes is one person to really change the course of history. And I believe if we had a whole community that would be working in on that, we could do unrealistic things that people never thought possible.
Congratulations to all of our award winners today. I'm Mark True, Vice President of Mission and Administration at Goodwill. Now here with a special message is Goodwill's President and CEO, Ann Richards.
Thanks everyone for logging in this morning. My name is Ann Richards. I'm the President and CEO of our Goodwill Industries. What a year 2020 was, right? In March, when Goodwill was forced to shut down its stores, life as we knew it changed. Unlike other nonprofits that may have been able to sustain through a shutdown, Goodwill relies almost entirely on the revenue generated from our retail stores. We were forced to lay off approximately 650 of our employees, and the remaining employees took between 40 and 50% pay cuts. And get this, I didn't get one employee complaint about what we were doing. Not one. We were committed to finding a way to keep our programs operating. The people we serve needed us more than ever. So we figured out how to keep our mission operating. With support from local foundations and donors like you, we were able to keep the Ken Weber Community Campus at Goodwill open, allowing services like the food pantry and charitable pharmacy to continue to run during this difficult time. Our mission programs continued, sometimes virtually. And programs like our Compass Rape Crisis Center were needed more than ever before, because unfortunately, people were stuck at home, and home is not always a safe place. Eventually, our donation centers and stores reopened. Traffic has been slower than we would like, but we understand that as we learn to maneuver in this pandemic world, things have changed. 2020 was a difficult time for you, for us, for everyone. It was a time of uncertainty for our agency, and I can tell you that our leadership team, including me, was very anxious at what the future held for our Goodwill. Fast forward several months to the fall of 2020. Stores were improving, mission had continued. Things were looking better despite the fact that our agency had suffered losses in the millions. Then I got an email that changed our agency forever. That email, and later a phone call, informed me that philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, former wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, had selected our Goodwill as the recipient of a $10 million gift. At first I thought it was a joke, a scam. And then I was told our agency was selected from thousands of others to receive this extremely generous gift. We had no idea we were being considered for the gift, but it was made clear that our Goodwill was chosen because of our dedication to the community, our strong leadership and sound business practices, and the potential impact we could make with a gift like this. The future looks a little different now. Because of the kindness of Ms. Scott, we can focus on expanding our impact in the communities we serve in ways we never have dreamt. The future is bright, and every day we are seeing signs that the pandemic is hopefully coming to an end. But we are not without challenges. We, like many organizations, have significant staffing shortages, and we don't get enough donations to fill our stores. But we are working diligently on both of those challenges. From this past year, we have seen that programs at Goodwill like job training, parenting skills, and Table of Hope hot meal site are more important to the community than ever before. Although we are looking to a post-pandemic time that we can live normal lives again, we know it will most likely be a new normal. Lives have been affected, jobs have been lost, families have suffered. At Goodwill, we will respond to those needs. We will answer the call of the community, and we will continue to work to make a positive impact on the lives of thousands in our community. Now, we are keenly aware that this past year has brought to light the disparity and injustice that exists in our country. Your Goodwill is dedicated to addressing issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Many of the people we serve and the people we employ are victims of overt and covert discrimination, redlining practices, generational poverty, lack of access to qualified health care, food deserts, and the list goes on. We have to get off the sidelines on this issue. We have collaborated with Coming Together Stark County, a local nonprofit focused on issues of diversity and inclusion, and together we have developed a community training platform and awareness tools that will help shine a light on these important issues. Many of you spent time during the pandemic cleaning out your closets or basements and donating those items to Goodwill. Thank you. We need to continue to build on those donations to help fill our shelves and racks and ultimately drive support to our mission programs. As I mentioned earlier, we don't get enough donations to support all our stores, so please continue to donate. Just last month, we opened a new retail store in University Heights. This store, which was originally slated to open in 2020, had record-breaking sales on its opening day, even in the midst of a pandemic. That was only made possible because people like you donated goods, shopped, and kept the cycle of success going. As we move through 2021, we will continue to keep you updated on the progress made here at Your Goodwill. A dedicated committee of staff and volunteers has been hard at work evaluating ways that Goodwill can make the greatest impact with the Mackenzie Scott Grant. We will keep you updated on their progress. We will continue to explore ways that we can make an impact on issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We can be a part of this effort. It will make our community stronger. And we will continue to drive material donations to the stores so that Goodwill's outreach programs can continue impacting lives. Every bag of clothes you donate, every box full of unneeded wares can help change lives for good. Goodwill's work is made possible by you. You are the donors. You are the shoppers. You are the people who truly change lives for good. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for supporting Goodwill Industries.
Hi, my name is Ashley. I'm the HR assistant, and thank you for supporting Goodwill.
Hi, I'm Patrick Patton. I'm the Goodwill trailer attendant over at Hillsdale, and I'm Canton, and thank you for supporting Goodwill.
Our Employer of the Year award is given to an employer that has demonstrated outstanding concern for people with disabilities and other special needs, and who have taken affirmative action in providing opportunities for vocational rehabilitation through Goodwill Industries. Giant Eagle has been a longtime supporter of Goodwill and has worked closely with our mission team to find meaningful work and stable careers for participants in Goodwill programs, even through a pandemic. Congratulations, Giant Eagle, on being named the Goodwill Employer of the Year. Accepting their award on behalf of Giant Eagle is recruiting manager Elise Lamarca and recruiter Bridget Anderson. Congratulations and thank you.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonacci. I'm the Director of Accounting and Finance, and I just want to thank you for supporting Goodwill.
Hi, my name is Sarah Carson. I'm a CCMEP case manager in one of our employment programs, and I'm just reaching out to say thank you so much for supporting Goodwill.
Compass Rape Crisis is an affiliate of Goodwill Industries. Our Compass team serves the needs of sexual assault survivors across Carroll, Tuscarawas, and Stark counties. In Stark County, Compass works closely with the Alliance Rape Crisis Center, a program of Conquest. This year, the two organizations worked to launch a new 24/7 crisis line in Stark County, and together, the two agencies advocate for funding and help lead the area's sexual assault response team. Partnership, collaboration, support. We are proud to award the Alliance Rape Crisis Center with our Collaborator of the Year award.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Kiggins. I'm a parenting instructor, and thank you for supporting Goodwill.
Hi, I'm Trish Dawson, Director of Human Resources. Thank you for supporting Goodwill.
At this breakfast, we have occasionally given an award called the Ambassador of the Year Award. We don't give this every year. And in fact, it is only an award given when we seek to recognize an individual who has gone above and beyond their typical duties to advocate and support Goodwill Industries. This year's Ambassador of the Year Award has been a stalwart supporter of Goodwill Industries. She is passionate about our outreach programs, and during the difficult period during the shutdown, she was one of the first to reach out to see how Goodwill was faring and to see what she could do to help. At Goodwill, we have the greatest level of respect for the work and enthusiasm this individual has dedicated to our community. But she is also extremely humble, and so I'm surprised she allowed us to honor her in this way. I am very pleased to announce the Goodwill Ambassador of the Year Award goes to Joni Close, President of Sisters of Charity Foundation of Canton. Joni, we say at Goodwill we change lives for good. Joni, you change lives for good throughout our community. We are blessed to have you as a supporter of Goodwill, and our community is blessed to have you as a leader.
Hi, I'm Jen Rothermill, a recruiter at Goodwill. Thank you for your support.
Hi, I'm Colleen Porter, the Community Material Donations Manager at Goodwill. Thank you so much for all your support.
Our next award is named after former Goodwill CEO, Ken Weber. Ken passed away in 2016, but the legacy he left our organization and our community can still be felt today. Ken was a compassionate leader and driven to always do good for others. We honor Ken each year by giving an award to a Goodwill staff member that really embodies Ken's passion for giving back and helping others. During shutdown, Goodwill was not permitted to have stores or donation centers open. Despite that fact, people were still leaving donations at all our sites. Every day during shutdown, a small team of people would visit every Goodwill site and work to load those donations into the store or transport them to our warehouse. The volume at this time was overwhelming. We couldn't keep up, and we were limited on how much we could touch or move those donations. One of the team members who really helped us through this difficult time was James Black. Jimmy has been a driver with Goodwill Industries for 22 years, and he is the recipient of the Ken Weber Servant Leader Award. He is our go-to team member and has a one-of-a-kind work ethic, father, a coach, and an ambassador to our Goodwill. We are honored to have Jimmy as part of our Goodwill family.
Congratulations to all of our winners. Throughout this virtual breakfast, we want to remind you that our online fundraising auction is open. In fact, you can bid on items in the online auction through 9 p.m. tonight. Log on to goodwillgoodskills.org/auction. If you are a winner of some of these amazing experiences or products, you'll be informed by email and we'll arrange for pickup with you. You may also donate at our auction site, or you can go to our website at goodwillgoodskills.org. As mentioned before, you can donate by texting Goodwill to 44321. That's Goodwill to 44321. The theme of this breakfast is the story beyond the stuff. So often when people think of Goodwill, they immediately think of our retail stores. That's good. We're proud of our tremendous network of stores, and those stores fund our mission outreach. But our stores only tell part of the Goodwill story. Your donations, your stuff, have a story. When someone else buys those items, it becomes part of their story. And when you donate and shop, you're helping shape thousands of other stories, like Aaron, Rachel, and Aaron. Maybe it's your favorite sweater you're ready to part with. Maybe it's toys your children have outgrown. Or maybe it's a teapot you no longer want or need.
Mom, look at this. Can we get it? Can we get it? I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out.
Clothing and housewares donated to your Goodwill change lives for good. Items you may no longer want or need can find a new life with others. Funds generated from those donations support a network of comprehensive outreach programs in our community. Job training and placement, family strengthening programs, social services. Your donation touches the lives of thousands in our community. Donate, shop, change lives for good.
Thank you all for joining us virtually to celebrate your Goodwill. Thank you to our sponsors, our board of directors, donors, and customers. If you feel so moved, we hope you consider filling a bag or two with items you no longer want or need and donating them to Goodwill. If you choose to give financially, the auction will remain open until 9 p.m. this evening, or you can log on to goodwillgoodskills.org. Most important, we need you to share the stories you've heard this morning with others. Share with others what Goodwill does in the community. All the videos you saw this morning are available on our website, goodwillgoodskills.org, or through our YouTube channel. Thank you for all you do to support Goodwill Industries and the thousands of people touched by our outreach. Thank you for being a part of the story beyond the stuff.